Hello friends, welcome back. Today we're going to discuss about Scrum. Scrum is the most important and popular part in software development nowadays because 90% of projects are using Scrum to follow their agile processes. So Scrum is important framework for everyone nowadays. So in today's agenda we'll see Scrum history, then Scrum framework and Scrum processes and few terminologies those who are coming like Scrum roles and Scrum events. Guys, now let's talk about Scrum history. In 1986, Hirotaka Takuichi and Ikozara Nonaka, these two guys identified this Scrum word during their product development. Whereas this is used in 1990 by Ken Schwaber and James Sutherland along with two more guys. And they introduced one paper in 1995 along with these all concepts. But in 2001, they introduced this as a complete framework or theory under Agile. And since 2002, different IT companies started using this. This is a history of Scrum. And standard definition of Scrum is a framework, as everyone knows, and people can address complex adaptive problems while productively and creatively delivering product of highest possible value. So this definition is provided in a Scrum guide which has provided by scrum.org. Guys, if you look at this definition provided by scrum.org, it has different value because each word used in definition like framework, productively, adaptively, delivering product with highest possible value. So these all words have their own values and importance in agile process. Now we'll discuss about Scrum framework, and this diagram is provided by scrum.org, and this is a standard diagram. And if we'll see, start with product backlog, and then what is product backlog? Product backlog is a wish list provided by different stakeholders and which need to be delivered in particular software. That is what product backlog is. After that, you have to start with sprint, and sprint every sprint start with one event, that is sprint planning. In sprint plan, you will decide out of this waste list which different items you are gonna deliver in this sprint. That is what sprint backlog is. After sprint backlog, you will go at your team, and team includes, as we know, there are different roles in Scrum. The Scrum master, second is product owner and development team. So this team includes different people like developer, functional people, as well as you can say QA and testing people also. And once you have completed your sprint, that could be a couple of weeks or 3 weeks or month, then you will go for sprint review, sprint retro, and at the end of that you will identify as per your planning what has delivered and what is pending, so that you will consider that pending part in next sprint. That is what Scrum framework is. In addition to framework, we need to consider a few more details in Scrum process. That is, if you are looking for product backlog, you have to consider bugs as well along with your wish list. If we'll go at some more details like while executing your sprint, if we'll see like your user story is a big one, you have to break out into parts. That could be multiple tasks under one story. Then at the end of your sprint, you can go for burn down and burn up chart, so that you will identify, or in between also you can check the status, so that you will identify the real status of your sprint and the delivery status. Next important question is, what is a sprint? Sprint is basic unit of development in Scrum. It is time boxed between 1 week to 4 weeks, that is 1 month, and it starts with sprint planning and it's with sprint review and sprint retro. Most common question you will observe in your interview as well as in different certification exams is product backlog and sprint backlog. Either they will ask what is product backlog or sprint backlog, or difference between both of them. So let's see what is product backlog. As we discussed, we have seen this is a wish list of particular project. So it's combination of all items which need to be delivered in particular software. That is what product backlog is. Different stakeholders like end users, your executives, as well as team members will provide their wish list what could be the part of this software. But in sprint backlog, what you are going to develop or what you are going to include in your particular sprint is sprint backlog. Product owner is responsible for product backlog, whereas development team will be a responsible people. Scrum suggests only three standard rules. First one is product owner, who is responsible for product backlog and getting wish lists from different stakeholders. Second one is Scrum Master. Scrum Master is basically facilitator between product owner and development team. And third one is development team. It could have functional people, developers, as well as QA and testing team. So these are three important roles in Scrum. At last, in the Scrum basics, we have Scrum events. There are four standard Scrum events, starting with sprint planning, daily Scrum, then sprint review, and sprint retro. Except daily Scrum, other three events are based on duration of your sprint. If you have couple of weeks of sprint, then accordingly it will decide hours of for all three events. But daily Scrum is 15 minutes time box event. Every day team should have this event at same place. That is what all about Scrum events. Friends, today we have seen Scrum history, framework, process, sprint and Scrum definition, product backlog, sprint backlog, Scrum roles and Scrum events. So these are the basic things coming under Scrum. More details we'll see in upcoming sessions. Thank you.